one of my favorite pieces is his second symphony.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as a teenager, I used to put it full blast. Hello, my name is Isabelle Fournier, and I am principal second violin with Symphony Nova Scotia. And here is our wonderful trumpet player, Curtis Dietz.
Hello, Isabelle.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm happy we're doing this again.
Yes, me too.
Great program.
Yes.
Some real standards.
Yes.
Of the orchestra repertoire, I guess.
Yeah.
And one new piece.
Yes.
That neither of us know.
Yeah.
Which means nobody out there probably knows it either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of exciting to play new things.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this composer, I've heard of him many times. His name is Sami Musa, and he's regarded as one of the foremost composers of today. He has written tremendous amounts for all kinds of groupings and formations, and yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I think I saw you was studying in Berlin, is that right?
Yeah, yes, reading online about him. Yeah, and he may be living in Berlin too,
okay.
I think, at the moment.
Well, first of all, I know from looking at our parts, they're very virtuosic writing.
Yeah,
really,
same
so
for us.
We're practicing. Sammy, we're practicing. But it's very like washes of sound.
Yeah.
Like, but very, which, to make it sound that way is a lot of fingers moving and whatnot, but and dynamic, extreme dynamics.
Yes.
Do you see that in your
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, from pianissimo to fortissimo, and very bold and dramatic gestures, it seems to me. And looking at the music.
Yeah, and I think that's like Holly. A nice thing about her is she always liked new music. It was always something she really chanted. So it's very fitting for her to do.
Yes.
Something on this that's like that, really extroverted music,
Yes.
Is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Very.
I think, and you mentioning Holly, yes, this will be her last concert with us as music director. Yeah. And so this is a special concert.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Holly's she's a really good person. I really hope she, hope we see her again someday, coming back. I think it's going to be great because there's a lot of. I think the orchestra really loves Holly, and I think we're gonna really do our best on this one. Yeah. So after that first piece, there's the Rachmaninoff second piano concerto.
Yes.
Now this is with Serhiy Salov. Yeah. Yes. So I was told he's originally from Donetsk, which is Ukraine. Yes. So, which is under a lot of turmoil right now, you know. So that's pretty horrible for him, I know. But he won the Montreal Piano Competition, right? Yeah. And everybody I know who knows him, they just rave about his playing. So it's going to be amazing. He really is. I mean, to hear that piece. Yeah, I really look forward to this. And this piece, I've always loved. Well, reading about the piece, I learned a few things that I didn't realize. For instance, I didn't realize that the second movement and third movement were written first, and that the first movement, it took, I think, the next year for it to be written, but also that it's dedicated to a doctor that helped him tremendously, because apparently after his first concerto, he suffered a 4-year depression. And his confidence was low and so on. And apparently this doctor helped him so much, and he wanted to honor him, and he dedicated this piece to him. Oh, wow. Yeah. Most composers I've talked to say the hardest thing is to write a great melody. Yeah. That's actually, once you get that, you can fill it. But these are great melodies. I mean, these are hits, like absolute huge hits in the. And you told me there's a pop song, right? Yes, all by myself. All by myself. Yes. But also so many films, right? Yes. Have used this as the score. Yeah, you were saying... Like David Lean's Brief Encounter. Right. Yes. A classic. It's one of my favorite movies. There's just so much emotion in it, It's amazing. And not being a violinist, like, I listen to it though, and I love the violin writing in it. Yes. He writes on the low side of the violin. Yes. Which you get this really rich sound. Do you like that? Do you like playing down that? I love this, yes. Also, it fits well in the hand. It just,
it's satisfying to play. It's written for the violin. It's also the orchestration. It's reminiscent of Rimsky-Korsakov, Tchaikovsky, so on. It's so well written.
I don't never get tired of these great pieces. Do you? I've never.
No.
I could.
And I've rarely played them. I remember playing Tchaikovsky's Fourth in youth orchestra when I was very young, and then I think we played it once here in the last 20 years.
Yes, we did with Alain Trudel.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in,
yes. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
I wanted to ask you that fanfare at the beginning. It's so dramatic. And how does it feel to play that as a trumpet player? How does it?
Well, it's a bit scary because it's on a very difficult note, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's an A flat concert, which is for us is a bit. It's a finger. It just happens to be a note that's. Yeah, you got to really, really be careful. And it's like you play it over and over and you have to come in exactly on it. And you have to be very careful, disciplined, but at the same time, really passionate about because it's, I'm not 100% sure what he means with it, but it's almost like fate or,
Yes,
I think.
Apparently, he wanted it as powerful and as dramatic as Beethoven's Fifth.
Oh, is that right?
Beginning, ba 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 ba. So da ba 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 ba. He wanted it as all powerful as that, and that's why that rhythm comes. Whether pianissimo or fortissimo, that rhythm comes all the time. It's a motif.
I heard it was written in a really tumultuous time.
Yes,
in his life,
yes.
Which you can hear it.
His
in
marriage
the
had just his marriage lasted 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, after that, he purposely put more of himself, of his real emotions, what he was living at that time. So his pieces from then on, he felt more, I guess he was happier with them as music. He felt that he was trying to express more than he had ever expressed before.
Wow. It's really interesting because he uses this fanfare that comes back in different ways. Like he actually comes back in a major sound in the horns, like a happy sound for some reason. And then it comes back at the very end of the whole symphony. So it's very unusual for a composer to take something completely from the first movement and stick it right near the end of the last movement. So even then he's like, the last movement is so happy, unbelievably joyous, yet he somehow gets it in there. And then there's a timpani roll and it goes back to the joyous fun again. So it's really, and one of the great endings, one of the absolutely great endings of any symphony. Like it's unbelievably, it's so exciting. I was gonna say too, the really interesting thing is the scherzo?
Yes, all the pizzicato.
Yeah. Now is it difficult, the pizzicato?
In its own way, it's always difficult to do something at a very, very high level and takes control and, it's easy to touch another string. We only have 4 strings and it can be, and it depends on the speed that Holly will take it and so on and so forth. It takes work, and also you have to build a little callus on your finger to, so that, because it can hurt it.
I would think, man. But I think it's just such an amazing symphony as far as orchestration goes, which means how the instruments are used is to play a certain thing. And he's just a genius at that. Like, it's like the Nutcracker we play every year. You hear these things, and every year I'm always thinking, wow, it's incredible. He uses the winds and strings and the brass and everything all in a very unique ways in this symphony, I think. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes,
and I hope everybody is excited to come hear it because it's Holly's last concert, and it's going to be, I think, a pretty emotional night and with emotional music.
Yes,
so, Anyway, it was nice chatting again, as always.
It's always.
Thank you for joining us for this pre-concert chat. We'd like to thank Jules Chamberlain of Red Door Realty and Dr. Piano for sponsoring this concert. Thank you very much.